Welcome to an episode of the Sports Genes Into the Lab podcast, where sports analysts and experts dissect the latest news from the NBA and NFL, giving you a unique view on some of the hottest topics around your favorite teams. From the fresh field smells of the NFL to the hardwood courts of the NBA and possibly your comfy couch for your fantasy football team. Let's see what kind of news the lab is working with today. Here's your host from the Sports Analytics headquarters in San Antonio, Texas, Ernest Silva.
Well, we are back. Into the Lab is live and in charge, and we got a full house today, not only virtually, but also inside the studio. We'll talk about that in just a second. But guys, Into the Lab is back, episode 33 of the season. We have some awesome talent, and I saw he just messaged me, said he's going to join. He did, like always. He's right here, but let's go ahead. I'm your host, Ernest Silva. That's right. At the Sport Genes, where you can find my personal stuff. At Into the Lab Pod is where you're watching today, and hopefully you stick around. We're going to have some fun topics, talk a lot of hoops, but we have some hot takes on, yes, you guessed it, American Idol. We're going to talk American Idol. I'm just kidding, Kenny. I'm just kidding. I can see that face. Let's talk about where we're hosts. That's right. Better Together, BCMG, Blue Collar Media Group, powered by the Mothership. We thank you guys so much for being huge supporters of this show. And let's talk about the man who's joining me. I just mentioned him, Kenny Cotterell, the newest member of BCMG. What's going on? What's going on, Kenny?
The newest, oldest member, I guess, is what I'd be classified as when it comes to BCMG. No, I'm super excited to chat some sports tonight. We were drumming up good topics before we went live here, and so I can't wait to really upset potentially your co-host, although I think that this potential Celtics win is going to smooth things over for him.
Yeah, he's probably not with the fact that the Celtics are actually winning here. Some early on favorites, though. That's right. He is not a myth. He's back. Just Luke is in the house. What's going on, brother?
Well, it's been one hell of a night, Ernest. Let's put it this way. So the Penguins were up 2-0 halfway through the second, and is now 2 minutes into the third period, and it's tied 3-3. Sidney Crosby is out now, so I don't know where we can possibly go with this. My local high school team was down 9-2. They didn't get a hit to the fifth inning, and they came back. They scored 12 runs in the bottom of the sixth and won 14-9 to move on to regionals. So it's been a crazy night here at the Harto house.
Feels very emotional for you, Luke. You sure you want to come on tonight?
My heart hurts, okay?
I could tell a little bit. You look like you're a little distressed here, bud. You look like you're in a little distress.
Flushed in the face, yes.
I'm very excited to be talking with you and very excited to have you guys on. Tonight, we have some fun topics all around NBA hoops. But, of course, we like to talk first about one of our main sponsors. That's right. Blue Collar Media Group is the first sponsor we're going to talk about because, guys, we are just growing in our numbers and what we do and growing our base. So let's talk about why you should join BCMG and what our slogan even means.
Happy Thursday, y'all. Happy Thursday.
I'm your host, Andrew Kahn. This is the Boomtown Pod.
Add Into the Lab Pod is where you're watching today's stream.
Stuck him!
It is Blue Collar Game Day. I am your host.
I got a kill!
Welcome to episode 277 of the Official Butthole Podcast. Got it.
Beautiful.
Better together.
Better together.
We're better together.
Better together.
Better together.
Kenny, breaking news from Los Angeles Lakers. Kenny Atkinson getting an interview for the head coaching gig. I kind of like that for you. I think you guys need that there. I think that's a good fit. What do you think, Kenny?
We need a lot. And I mean, you can coach it however you want, but if Russ is going to keep hitting the side of the backboard, then I don't think it really matters what happens for us moving forward. I saw something that Phil Jackson said that he would trade LeBron but keep Russ, and I was like, man, put that guy in a home. Like, if you think that that's the solution, then I can't get on board with that at all. Like, he shouldn't be involved with the Lakers anymore. We're already a dumpster fire.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Well, wait, Kenny. Doesn't that mean LeBron has to go back to Miami? So that'll be 2 for Cleveland, 2 for Miami, and then he has to complete back the cycle. LA to make it okay. All right.
So he can go to Miami for a year, and then when we draft Bronny James, he can come back. By which point we'll be out from under Westbrook. It's all a part of the master plan.
Okay. All right. You gotta trust the process in Los Angeles, California. Perfect.
Yeah. I don't know what we want to call it, but right now there's no process.
The most relevant team is the hockey team in LA, so that should say something.
I do not know what else you would call it in Los Angeles besides the process. But wait a second. You may be seeing there's a glitch across our screen. That's right. A Glitch Energy. Use the code BCMG today. That just popped out at us today. 25% off. That's right. Glitch Energy. Glitch with a Y. glitchenergy.com, 25% off your order today. Trust me, guys, it's really good. Go give it a try. There is the Holy Man, one of our streamers, popping in with the blue collar logo. Appreciate you, bud. Appreciate you. Another one of our newest members at BCMG. But Glitch Energy, glitch with a Y.com. All right, so we said it's a full house today. It's not only a full house here on your screen. We have a full house inside the studio. Rachel Gonzalez, still the back-end producer here inside the studio today, as well as Londo, the virtual studio guy. He's back at his home. He's giving the wave behind the scenes there. Nobody can see you, Londo. And a surprise studio guest. That's right. One of our newest streamers, part of the stream team, Manon, is here. That's right. The wonderful Steph. She has joined us in studio and is checking out how the podcast world works. So excited to have everybody in studio. Excited to have you guys here. Let's get right into it with our recent news. That's right. Into the Lab is going on the road. We are heading to Cape Cod, where you can catch all of these wonderful, beautiful faces of Blue Collar Media Group in the Boston area. Kenny's excited. He's going to be joining us. Just Luke might just make the drive and attend the event. Who knows? But all of us will be there. Come check us out live. That is August 6th in Cape Cod. And we'll be joining the Sims Basketball Academy, joined by Triple Double Basketball Academy. So all the basketball academies galore, doing a major fundraiser for those awesome basketball athletes there in the Cape Cod area. So come check it out. Be a part of the magic. All right, let's move on. Our first topic of the night, you thought I was joking. It is American Idol. The top 5 have been released. Are you kidding me? Did they get that right, guys? Did they? No, you guys are not American Idol. No. Okay, we'll move on to the next topic. All right, Dallas Cowboys and the Cincinnati Bengals have been announced to be the Thanksgiving Day primetime game. And we had an interesting conversation. So we were talking about this, and Kenny and I were going back and forth as to why this is going to be such an interesting game. But one of us said something absolutely outrageous that said, well, they're not going to make the playoffs anyways. So, Luke, you weren't here for the discussion.
No, I was not.
You're going to represent the people. Which one of these teams do you think one of us said that team's not making the playoffs anyways?
Man, that's tough because those are your homeboys. That's tough to say. I mean, I would say Cincinnati, but I don't know.
You're absolutely right. It is absolutely Cincinnati. So you get a point, just Luke, where the points mean absolutely nothing tonight. And so Kenny was saying that the Bengals are not going to make the playoffs anyways, and he's got a fair point. So Kenny, explain why to the masses before we even know the schedule, before we even know the final rosters, why Cincinnati's not making the playoffs.
I just think, yeah, they went on the Super Bowl run this year. Everything seemed to go right for them, but like, when you look at how loaded the AFC is, like there's going to be good teams that miss the playoffs. Like if you go division by division, the AFC West has 4 teams that could all realistically make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Titans and the Colts in the South could both realistically make the playoffs. More so the Colts than the Titans, especially after losing all their weapons. But they still could if Derrick Henry plays a full season. We know how much he matters to that offense. Then you head over to Luke's division. Sorry, there's 3 teams that might make the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Steelers are not one of the 3. But you factor in the Browns with Deshaun, you factor in the Ravens getting healthy, and then you have the Bengals there with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and company. And then you head to the Bills division, and you've got Buffalo, you've got New England, and you've got Miami that all realistically could make the playoffs. So we're looking at like 10 teams that could realistically make the playoffs in the AFC this year. We're not including the Jets. They had a great draft, but they're not making it. Houston and the Jags aren't making it, and the Steelers aren't making it.
I mean,
but there's a lot of quality teams.
I 100% agree, because I honestly believe a full division is going to get in this year. I can honestly see one full division getting into the playoffs.
But wouldn't it be more so the AFC West than any other division?
It would be the West.
Yeah. So
you don't know when Raiders is going to show up. Like, the Raiders can play in that division. When that division, your worst quarterback is Derek Carr, you're like, Derek Carr's the worst quarterback in that division. Like, he's still a top 15, top 20 quarterback. So, like, I can see that whole division being in the playoffs.
Like Dan says, Bengals versus Browns in the AFC Championship if they both made it in Deshaun plays.
We named 12 teams. If you want to rule out one of the South teams, because
we can rule out 2 of them.
The AFC South?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely the Colts and the Jags.
Jags and the Texans.
Okay. I'm saying
Davis Mills team? No, that's a playoff.
You're talking in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like one of the Titans or Colts is going to get in. Maybe
Correct.
Realistically, one of them doesn't. So that drops it to 11. Realistically, thinking about scheduling, it's going to be tough for everyone in the West to make it. But let's say 3 of them get in. That drops off 1 more, takes you to 10. You go to the AFC East.
Miami.
Buffalo's going to get in.
2 should get in.
Drop Miami.
2 should get in. So you drop 1 more off. That takes us to 9. Like, you start to whittle it down, and it's like there's going to be teams somewhere that aren't going to make it. And the Ravens, I think the Bengals had the perfect storm last year. The Ravens were riddled with injuries. Cleveland's situation with Baker was a disaster. The Steelers and Big Ben's noodle arm in his last year, like, it was a mess. But this division's revamped. And so I think realistically, there's going to be a team in this division that misses the playoffs, and I would tend to think that the Bengals are going to be that team because I still don't love their defense. Teams now have a year of tape on Jamar Chase, so is he going to have a historic season like he did last year, or is he going to come back to where we figured he would be, which is a solid wide receiver, but not like top 5 like he was last year? So I don't think it's out of the question for the Bengals to miss the playoffs. The reason why I'm saying the Cowboys are going to make is because the NFC is so bad. It's so bad that the NFC East could realistically have 2 playoff teams this year, which is absurd because the Eagles and Cowboys could both make it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think the West, like the AFC is such a dogfight that it's all going to come down to I think it's going to come down to these little games. Like if you're in Luke's division, who loses to the Steelers? Because realistically, the Steelers probably aren't going to go 0-6, but there's going to be a team that slips up there. A team we saw it last year, like the Colts lost to the Jags. And that affected them getting into the playoffs. So where these teams slip up, I think, is where it matters.
Well, and honestly, it's going to come down to these divisional games. I mean, you cannot drop the ball in your division. Like, that's the first goal written on the whiteboard this year. Win division first, figure seeding later. Yeah. Because I don't see any team running away with their division in the AFC.
No.
I don't see a 3-game lead this year. I don't.
Where's the strength of schedule for AFC teams?
I haven't seen a lot on the strength of schedule as of now, but the only team that I think could realistically do it is Buffalo, because I could see them going 13-3, and then we see New England or Miami finishes 10-6. But it's not going to be anything wider than that. It's not going to happen in Luke's. Yeah. The Colts and the Titans are going to be within a couple games. They'll probably split and go 4-2 in the division. And then you're going to see the West, everyone's going to beat everybody. So there's going to be no real separation. It wouldn't shock me if that division everyone finishes 3-3 within the division. Like no one is clearly the best team in that division.
It'll come down to probably point differential, honestly.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that for sure.
There you go. So Cincinnati has the third strongest schedule.
So
this
there's another
upcoming year.
thing that doesn't help them. Like
Raiders are tied for 7th.
Well, and they haven't addressed their worst issues, and that's the offensive line.
Well, they got Lyle Collins.
They got Lyle Collins and I think Karras, right? From
I laughed when you said Lyle Collins. That
yeah,
made me
your
chuckle.
cousin.
Hold on, guys. I got to ring the alarm for this. We got a hot take in the comments section. That's right. Dan says 100-1 odds. Texans get a wild card spot. That is definitely a Texan betting on the Texans. We'll put that bet in for you. Win $100.
I mean, like burning money isn't like, is that legal to just burn it openly?
Gary does it.
I mean, I just want to see a giraffe fight between Mike Glennon and Davis Mills. That's all I want to see. I just want to see a big old giraffe fight with their necks.
Hey, we be careful with the hot takes on Davis Mills, okay? Because we all know what happens to quarterbacks after Tyrod Taylor.
But like
he's not bad. But then
we haven't even talked about the elite New York Jets and Zach Wilson and the huge year that he's going to have. Oof. Oh, sorry, I had to say that for all the.
But okay, but Jets for all fans. This we haven't talked about, which Steve is going to be listening to this at 5 a.m. Let's just be honest. We have not talked Patriots at all. And we know if Steve was here, he'd be going up and down about how the Patriots will win the division next year and that we're all crazy.
I think that they're the 10th best team in the AFC, if they're lucky.
Wow. Let's put that one on the ringer there. BCMG owner.
They are not better than any of the 4 teams in the West. They're not better than Tennessee or Indy. Because Indy's a complete
I'm not that high on Tennessee. I have the Patriots.
Okay, we'll take Tennessee out of it. Indy's a complete team that just added Matt Ryan.
Correct.
Yes.
They're a better team. They don't have Carson Wentz. Just addition by subtraction alone. And then Luke's division. Okay, the Bengals are better right now. They still might miss the playoffs, but they're better. The Browns got better. I guess it all depends with the Browns about the Deshaun Watson situation. The Ravens are clearly better. The Bills are better. And then Miami's a toss-up. It really is. It is a toss-up, and it boils down to who plays better out of Tua and Mac Jones.
Spin it again, guys. Spin it. Coach Peanut coming in with some spit and fire. The Jets will finish it.
Yeah, I'm not going that far.
Wow.
I can't endorse that. But
Coach, don't get canceled so early on your streaming career.
My problem with Baltimore is they're going. First of all, I hate Greg Roman with a burning. I don't like that guy. Okay, I just don't. And his offense hasn't worked since he had an MVP season and he was healthy. That's fine. So they're going to go back to the 2 tight end set, start back to running the ball, not putting the ball in harm's way. But you don't have a number 1 to take over the top because you traded it for a first-round pick, which I wasn't mad about. I mean, Marquise Brown, you get a first-round pick out of him. I mean, that's cool. I mean, good for you. But Mark Andrews has injury issues. Lamar Jackson is playing for a contract this year. Am I wrong?
Nope, right? You're right.
For a contract this year.
I think the contract's set already, but...
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins has torn already one ACL already.
Also, didn't they just sign some running back the other day? It was like Mike Davis or somebody.
Yeah,
is that who I'm thinking of?
So they have so many injury. They're one injury away. I mean, that's football. Don't get me wrong. But their track record with injuries, and especially
Davis, yep.
That's tough. I mean, that's a tough division to not have your quarterback and your best 2 running backs. I mean, they were picking guys off the streets last year to go play running back for them. You know,
and we also can't act like New England got significantly better or anything.
No.
They lost key pieces on defense. They drafted O-line. Whoever knows who's going to pan out and who's not on the O-line. Yeah. Everyone was low on their O-lineman that they drafted on draft night, but the guy could turn out to be a Pro Bowler because Bill Belichick's one of the best football minds of all time.
I trust him until I don't.
I'll say the best because I know Steve will come at me for saying one of the best.
We have plenty of offseason to go over NFL topics.
Devontae Parker, too.
Yeah,
Devontae Parker, too.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's go to NBA. Let's talk about the NBA playoff Pick 'em. That's right. We're going to start off with probably what I consider is, if you don't count the Celtics Bucks series, the best series right now to watch, because you got two chippy young stars in the Suns and the Mavs. So guys, I don't know. I'm a believer in this series going the distance. I think the Mavs have shown they deserve to be there. I think they hold home games all the way to Game 7. So Kenny, I'm going to ask you first off: is this Booker Luka conflict and building tension real, or is this all playoff fun?
I think it's just playoff heat. Like, I don't know, anytime you square off in a playoff series like this that goes back and forth, like, we don't see rivalries when a team gets like swept for a reason, because like there's no reason to talk shit. And like Luka probably was talking a lot of that after winning game 3 and 4. They go and get blown out badly in game 5. But we see that all the time in the playoffs. Like, a team gets hot and sometimes they're like, you know what, let's just shut it down. Like, we'll get them in game 6, try again in game 7.
Right.
I picked the Mavs to win the series. And like, when they went down 2-0, I was like, oh man, I'm about to get roasted for this. But then they even it up. They're now down 3-2. I do think they're going to win tomorrow. I agree that I think they're going to go the distance, because what people don't realize is, yeah, the Mavs got blown out, but like, it wasn't Luka's fault and it wasn't Brunson's fault. They played well last night. But when I said it on my show this morning, 5 of their next best role players combined for 10 points.
Right.
Like Kleber's not going to do that again. Dinwiddie might, because he hasn't done anything this series.
Whenever Luka
like
plays,
Finney Smith's going to play better and Bertans will play better. And like, so I have faith that they're going to get game 6. I don't love them in a game 7, and it sucks because I really want to see Luka advance. I think that shoots him into the stratosphere of stardom, taking down what was considered the best regular season team this year, and basically doing it with no other all-stars or anyone who's particularly close to being an all-star. And I also don't think it's an indictment on him if they lose. It's like everyone that jumped on, oh, Jokic wasn't the MVP because he lost to the Warriors in 5. And it's like, Jokic was the best player in the series, and Golden State probably had the next 6 best players.
Right.
Like,
right.
Of course he's going to lose in 5. He's lucky that it was 5. It should have been 4. So I think we could see that in this series where Luka takes it to 7. They're going to lose. The Suns will somehow pull it out just because they're the deeper team. But if people in the offseason try and go at Luka for it, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like, he's averaging like insane numbers in this postseason.
Breaking news! Oh my God, Al Horford! If anybody's watching the game live, but you shouldn't, because you're watching this show. So when you talk about the Phoenix Suns, CP3 comes to mind, right? Like, this might be the last big run for him. But I never thought I'd see James Harden be washed before CP3 was. But here we are, right? And I gotta admit, the blowout scares me. But just Luke. I am like Kenny. I have the Mavs winning this series. So I have them finishing off with 2 wins in this. I'm still saying that out loud. Kenny's not as confident, but that's okay. That's okay, Kenny. We all falter sometimes. Just like, you give the Mavs a chance in this series, or do you think winning 2 in a row is probably impossible against the Suns team?
I don't want to give the Mavs a comparison to those Cavalier teams, because those Cavalier teams still had LeBron, Love, Kyrie. But like, this is kind of like those shades of that series against Golden State, where they're keeping it in the ballpark, which is huge for this Dallas Mavericks team. I just don't know if they have enough to get over it. It's good for them that Chris Paul has been an absolute struggle bus the last couple games for them, and that's kind of been huge.
Struggle bus.
But Luka can do it. He can get them to 7, but I don't think Luka and Brunson could get them through to the next round. I think that's, but again, game 7, that Phoenix Suns team has played a lot of games and a lot of minutes. And that's just the team I don't want to see in a game 7. I really wouldn't want to play them in a game 7, even though you would be at home in Phoenix.
Ernest, I got to tell you, my article that I'm writing tomorrow is titled Chris Paul, Point God or Point Fraud.
Because, oh my gosh, here we go.
Now, this is taking like his all-time stuff out of the equation. But I'm sure I'm not the only one that on the Twitter timeline this postseason, when he was putting up those numbers against the Pelicans and everyone was like, oh, point guard just doing point guard things. And then now you look at his last 2 games and you're like,
terrible.
Here's the thing. He's still getting assists. Fair enough. That's what his
Right.
strength is this late in his career. But you're telling me that a point guard has put up 12 points combined in the last 2 games. There has to be some level of scoring. Like even James Harden, we talk about him like being washed and whatever not. He still played a terrible game and had 14 points. So like, what's Chris Paul's excuse? I know he's 37, but at a certain point, like because we love these guys for so long, we like to ignore like these last couple games. It's like, yeah, well, he had 5 points last night, but they blew them out, so it didn't matter. It's like,
I know it's been all about injuries for CP3, but he does disappear.
He disappears a lot
in the playoffs.
There's a reason why he hasn't made an NBA Finals, because he disappears a lot in these big moments. And this is not to take away from his overall legacy. He's going to be on the point guard Mount Rushmore potentially when all is said and done, one of the best floor generals of all time. But when we're starting to get down into it, like he's no-showed a lot. And you know, Booker's bailing him out. That's the thing. When it was him with these other teams, like when he had some bad games for OKC against Houston, it was like, okay, that's Chris Paul's team and he no-showed. He's getting bailed out by the fact that Ayton and Booker have been monsters.
Right.
That's what's bailing him out this postseason.
Absolutely. And if you haven't been watching this series, go turn it on. It's going to be fantastic. Game 6 tomorrow night. Let's move on to the series that we're going to talk very little about because it's already over. It'll be over probably when you watch this, if you're watching this late. Grizz Warriors. We called gentleman's sweep before John Morant was healthy. He's not, and they blew a big lead in where are they at now? San Francisco. So here we go, guys. This is going to end tonight. Does anybody have any other take besides that?
No jaw, no win.
Yeah, no jaw-dropping performance, that's for sure. So when we talk about the Warriors moving on, right, I think if it goes the distance between the Suns and Mavs, the Warriors are just going to demolish just based off of stamina the next team that comes up to them in the Western Conference, and they're a lock for the finals. Kenny, I don't know if you believe that, but I feel that way. I don't think the Suns or the Mavericks could beat the Warriors right now.
The team with the better shot is clearly Phoenix, because I think we see Denver 2.0, where like Golden State wins in 5 if it's Luka, just because it can't just be him and Brunson. Like it can't happen. And so I don't know. I do think this series ends tonight. I picked it on my show this morning. Warriors -4.5. I think they're going to win by double digits. They're going to clean their clocks tonight, basically. But I mean, this boils down to the fact, and we talked about it last episode, the Grizzlies just don't have a second option yet. And this is a great run for them. It's great for them to get their first playoff series win. That goes a long way in the long-term development of a team. You don't want to get stuck as that team that always gets bounced in the first round. And they got the best matchup in the T-Wolves to do it. So they advance, and next year, hopefully Ja comes back 100%, because that was not a dirty play when his knee got hurt. Like everyone's saying that they were like ripping at his knee and whatever. Like when you slow it down, it looks like it, but when you're watching it in real time, he's going for the ball. He misses, clips the guy's knee. It's unfortunate. It sucks. Even if the Grizzlies win tonight, he's probably missing the whole playoffs. So they're not getting out of this series. Right. And Golden State moves on. Phoenix would give them problems, but I do think the Warriors are the favorites to come out of the West right now.
Yeah, completely agree. And I don't think it's very close to the competition. I think the Warriors are quite a bit strides ahead right now of the Mavericks. And I think for the Suns, it's a little closer, but I don't think it's that close either. Not the way CP3 is playing right now. I typed in this banner before we even started tonight's show, and that was Celtics versus Bucks. What's that score? And if you are by chance multitasking like most of us with this show, it's a 1-point game. Of course, my feed just froze, so who knows what the score is at this point. So let's talk about the Celtics Bucks, because this has been a fantastic series, second best series of this playoffs so far in the semifinals. Just Luke, I know you're watching this game because I saw your reactions here and there. Who you have in this series, and why is it the Celtics?
I will never cheer for a Boston team. All right. Let's just cut the shit right there. All right. All right. So, I mean, I thought losing Marcus Smart was going to be huge for the Celtics, but I guess not that big of a loss, I guess. And I thought they were going to have problems. Was it Middleton that's out or Drew Holiday's out?
Drew Holiday might as well be out, but Middleton's the one that's out.
I thought Drew Holiday not being part of the three was going to hurt the Bucks more, but Ez is actually playing pretty good basketball. So, I mean, if you want to start watching basketball, this is the series to watch. Honestly, like this, it'll be good for the league. They're going to go 7 games just because it's a good look for the league, and then Scott Foster will be Game 7 referee.
Kenny, I watched this, and apparently Giannis took a shot from his own player in the eye, and he's getting the Rocky treatment on the sidelines. Giannis got his, whatever championship out of the way. Do we feel like this Bucks team is stronger than last year and will make this run, or is Boston really going to be the better team in this series without Middleton?
I thought this one was going 7 from the jump, like just the way that they're built. They're built very similarly, like just one team star plays a bit more on the perimeter than the other one. I don't know. I like the Bucks, but I mean, I've got money on the Bucks. So like, no matter what I say, it's going to come off biased when you've got them as winning the title. Tatum played great tonight. Although here's the thing, the 2 best players in the series, Giannis and Tatum, like they've been very inefficient. Like I think that just goes to show how great, like people look at the box score at the end and they're like, wow, Giannis had like 38. And it's like, yeah, on like 30 shots. So like it's good, but it's not anything special. The big disappointment's been Drew Holiday. I mean, even tonight he's like 10 of 24, but last game he was 5 of 22. And I get it. His strength isn't scoring, but oh my goodness, like just at a certain point, let someone else. Like you can't keep putting up shot after shot after shot. So I do think that the Bucks are going to win the series in 7. But once again, I'm biased. So like, no matter what I say,
what just happened? What just happened? Oh my goodness!
Did I miss something?
Giannis misses a second free throw to tie it, and Portis gets the rebound and puts it back in. Just typical Boston fashion. And Coach Peanut is all over that. Bucks take the lead. He's all about that. All right, we'll keep everybody posted on that game. It looks like this is going to come down to a last shot type of game. I don't know what's going on. I lost connection, I think.
Okay, bye.
No, you're here.
I'm here?
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
here.
See you.
All right, well, you don't need to see me talk about the next game because you couldn't see the Sixers last night either. Heat versus Sixers in what was probably the most lopsided playoff game. Guys, let's talk this out. Harden looked like vintage Harden and then looked like Harden who just partied the night before in Houston for those 10 games last season. What do you have to take about the Heat versus Sixers, and why is it always so one-sided each game?
Luke, I'll let you take that one.
Well, first of all, let's throw a party for James Harden, who scored more than 12 points in a game. Oh, my God. Turn the red light on.
Right, yep.
For the first time in 24 games, you finally scored more than 20 points. Like, oh my God. Give it the super max. Holy shit. It's kind of funny. Tyler Hero, you don't know what Tyler Hero you're going to get. You're either going to get Tyler Hero that's absolutely going to shoot the lights out in a stadium and call it a night, or you get like 4 for 12 Tyler Hero. So I couldn't believe the Sixers even won 2 games, to be honest with you. I had them losing 4-1. So I guess Joel Embiid is the straw that stirs the 76ers drink. So without him, even though he has a half of a face, I guess it's still better than James Harden with a full face. So
That is very fair. I am surprised the Sixers even still had the series going. I thought this was going to be very much similar to Grizz Warriors. But Kenny, if we have another vintage Harden game, is Game 7 exactly what Miami doesn't want in this series?
No, I think this Miami team's built to beat a team like this in 7, just with all the veteran leadership that they have. A lot of these guys went to the finals just a couple years ago. man, if I'm the Sixers, like, I'm not signing Harden to any sort of extension. And if they do,
come on now.
There's no way. Like, the extension that they're talking about for him says that when he's the age of 37, he's going to make $60 million a year. That's the type of extension that they have to offer Harden, and that's the one that he wants. No team should offer him that. No team in the league.
But peanut butter and jelly, death and taxes, Daryl Morey, James Harden.
I would say,
that's kind of what they.
If I'm Philadelphia, I'm saying you have to be this weight come training camp, or we are not offering you an extension. Because you know the second this series is over and the Heat win in 6 or 7, then he's going to be out at the club and he's going to be partying it up for a month. Because let's face it, does he really care that much about winning a championship? Doesn't appear that way. It appears that he loves the money and he loves the lifestyle. So he's going to go out and do that. And then you roll into training camp probably even heavier than he is right now. Because let's face it, he's heavy right now. And like, this is a disaster.
I was watching.
Like, funny enough, a buddy of mine texted me today and he's like, is this Ben Simmons and James Harden trade the worst trade in NBA history? Because both teams thought that they were getting like a pot of gold and it was a pot of crap. Like,
yeah,
they both, because both sides were like, man, we love that we got Simmons. They got swept. Man, we love that we got Harden. He's averaging like 18 points in the playoffs. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to tell me that man deserves $50 million next year because he has to opt in for a final year of his contract. And then he's up for the Supermax in the following year, and you're scoring 12 points.
To be fair, it's 18 more points than Simmons. Okay, to be fair. I don't care for the guy, but I'm just being fair in this trade.
They also got Seth Curry and Drummond. What did they average combined in the playoffs? Because it's probably close to that number.
Probably.
That's the next issue. You traded everything. I mean, picks, players, important role players.
Wow.
76ers. Like, you just can't. You can't. They're gonna sign him, but like, Daryl Morey, you dug a fucking grave, bud. Like,
his love of Harden from Houston, like, cloud your judgment. And I get it, Simmons, like, that wasn't gonna work in Philly, but like,
I really hope Steve is awake and he comes on this show right now.
It was toxic. They're both toxic. That's the problem.
Yeah,
they're both toxic players. Let's just be honest.
Let's wrap things up there. Good luck to Philly and Harden. Who knows what's going to happen there? But you know what? We also have here, just on top of sports, we have streamers, some wonderful streamers, just like the new Manon that's joined the team, just like the Holy Man who's been in your comics, in the comments, just like Coach Peanut. So come check it out and let's roll that stream team video.
And then you can access your stream deck with your mind. Dim our key lights, bro.
Connect to your stream deck via catheter.
Oh! Yo! Clip that! Clip that headshot!
On the ladder.
You got both of those.
One more down.
I got it. Finish him.
Yo! No fucking way! Let's go! Yo, that guy in the heli, he was all the way across the map!
I think they've shut the door on these people.
Oh my god! That flick!
Tough battle.
Got him. Beautiful!
Another handful down.
That's it. Okay.
You're losing ground. Move it. See?
Oh my! Did you just die? No, someone fucking walked into the room that I was in as I was about to walk out and scared the fuck You yelled.
Yes, the Holy Man, I'm excited to have the new Stream Team videos soon and have you in there. I am so excited for that. Pumped up. Go check out our streamers on Twitch, on Facebook, or on the new website for BCMG that'll be going live at the end of the month. I've checked it out. You can watch any streamer on there and interact. I'm very excited for that. But before we go and talk some NBA awards and skim through these, I just want to let you guys know tomorrow night, the ITL crew will be live and in front of the camera. We will be competing on the brand new show of one of our streamers, Coach Peanuts, Around the Plate. I think that's the official name. That's not the next banner up, but I think that's the official name. So Around the Plate. Now, Coach, you can comment and tell me if I'm wrong there because I know you're in the comments. But I'm excited to be on there, be one of the first guests for this game show. We're going to guess the top 10 food items. Coach may comment right now and tell us what that food might be as a sneak peek. But excited. Londo will be there. Steph may be there. Rach may be there. Callie will be there. We're going to have some fun. Catch us on the game show Around the Plate tomorrow night for Coach Peanut. It looks like Coach is saying it's leading in votes so far. That may be it. It may be it. So I'm excited to be doing that. Now let's talk some MVP awards. That's right. I said 2 MVP awards. That's right, because Nikola Jokic is now a 2-time MVP winner. Kenny called this more than halfway through the season, but I think he was all over Jokic winning his second MVP because LeBron and AD were obviously out. So Kenny, I'll give you like a 10-second bit though. Why Jokic and why is it right?
Better numbers, won 3 less games despite having glorified G Leaguers on his team.
That's a good start. Just Luke, you agree Jokic is the MVP?
Let me tell you one thing I know about basketball, Ernest. He's not bad at basketball. Okay.
That's a phenomenal take. That's a phenomenal take.
He's not bad. I'll give you that. In a small market, I mean, that's the next thing. I mean, that's a small market for him.
There's like a standard for European basketball players that come in and make a difference, or from across the sea, right? Jokic is on the rise to pass Dirk as the best international player. True or false?
Whoa, hey, pump it a little bit there for a sec. Hold on.
I said on track. I didn't say he was there.
If anybody's passing Dirk, first it's going to be Luka. Okay. He'll pass
Did we forget somebody?
You're not talking about,
the man in Milwaukee.
Yeah, we don't talk about him on this show.
So Finals MVP, 2-time MVP, hasn't passed Dirk.
So you're saying he's passed Dirk already?
I think so.
Oh wow, okay, that's a hot take. I'd love to see a poll on that. Why don't we run that poll for a week and see what comes back with that?
Yeah, run that.
That's a great question, though. I'm not debating against it. I'm just saying I don't know.
But all that I'll say is everyone's argument for Dirk is going to be that he's like 6th or 7th all time in scoring. He played 20 years.
He played 22 years.
It's longevity, and I get it. Longevity is valuable, but let's also not ignore the fact that he could have retired 3 years earlier, and Cuban just kept feeding him cash to stay. So I don't think he gets to that number if that doesn't happen.
And I want everybody to know that Giannis and Steph Curry both have an MVP that they don't deserve. But we're going to move on from this topic. Tyler Hero is now the 6th man of the year. That's right. Yeah. The 6th man of the year. Luke says, duh. Kenny, surprise pick for you.
No, because he was my preseason pick, and I got those bets at 18-1 odds on Tyler Hero to win the Rookie of the Year.
How much you bet?
6th man of the year. I had Cade for Rookie of the Year. What a terrible decision that was.
That was bad.
Hero, no one else is close. It's like Clarkson last year was just like, yeah, he's the 6th man. Like, can we just announce this already? Why we wait 2 weeks for obvious awards is hilarious.
Well, honestly, the next one caught me by surprise. That's right. Scotty Barnes wins Rookie of the Year. I honestly had my money 25-1 on Ben Simmons, but he didn't play. So, Kenny.
That's a great joke. I don't think the fans appreciate that enough. How great that joke is.
Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that, man. But fortunately, Ben rode the bench and had injuries, so my second pick, Scotty, came in. Some people would argue that Jalen Green could have had a vote in there, but bias against Houston.
No.
Alperen Sengun was a close third in there.
No.
Even
Let's wrap it up here, Ernest.
Even surprise votes for Jayshawn Tate. He's not even a rookie, guys. He's not even a rookie. So thank you, guys. Josh Christopher had one vote somewhere. But Scotty Barnes wins Rookie of the Year. And let's wrap it up with what I thought would be an ode to him winning tonight. Marcus Smart wins Defensive Player of the Year. We obviously know some people were hyped within BCMG. I do think they got it right. Do you guys think they got it wrong?
No.
They 100% got it right, because if you give that award to Rudy Gobert, burn it to the ground. There's zero reason for him to win it. We think that because he's a center, that a center has to win this award. And it's just incredibly false, especially in today's league.
I just think you can't give a Defensive Player of the Year award to somebody who got COVID first. He couldn't defend himself against COVID. How can he defend himself against...
This is true. He also spread it across the entire world. It was
he
him.
He licked microphones. You can't give him an award anymore.
No.
All right. So hot take: who leaves, Gobert or Mitchell, before we wrap tonight's show up?
Mitchell.
Where's he playing?
I think they should go the Mitchell route. To be honest,
you'll get more out of him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Where's Mitchell going?
New York.
Dallas.
Oof, those are some hot takes. All right, guys. We appreciate everybody joining us tonight. We're going to wrap it up there. But before we do, we have one more video to show you guys, because BCMG has its first ever Call of Duty Invitational happening next Saturday. We have 5 spots left, possibly 4, because Kenny said he's getting his crew together. And he's going to be a part of it. Compete against me, the host of the Intel Lab, as well as possibly Kenny.
Wait, I'm not on your team?
No, you're definitely not on my team. No.
Is it because I'm too good? It's because I'm too good.
You're way too good for my team.
It's because of the KD limit, and I just take up too much room.
That's what it is. Yeah. So find out details. DM Intel Lab Pod or Competitive Hedge Pod, since they are also going to be competing in this Call of Duty tournament, or any of our streamers. But Londo, let's roll that final clip of the Call of Duty tournament. Another star behind the scenes, Mark Guajardo, amazing. It's Rated Merc. If you don't follow him already on Twitter, you're missing out, or on TikTok, or on YouTube, or any of his awesome content. Ring the alarm, $200 cash prize. We didn't even talk about that. $200 cash prize. You get a chance to win that money. Kenny said it's his already. Don't listen. You have a chance. We may only have 14 spots left. Please join. Coach Peanut, the Holy Man, may have teams. Who knows? Maybe they're going to join for this first one. We don't know. Let's wrap up tonight's show. Guys, with your sign-offs, please give me your parlay pick so we can put all $50 we have left in our account into that bet. Kenny, who's your guaranteed play for tomorrow?
Guaranteed play for tomorrow. I am rolling with the Tampa Bay Lightning puck line at +1. You know what? Luke, I'll let you have that one, okay? Lightning puck line. You're good with puck line, or you want money line?
I'll go with puck line.
Puck line is +175.
Yeah.
And my pick tomorrow, the Minnesota Wild to win -110.
Yep.
Kenny Cotterill goes Minnesota Wild 110. And where can the people find you, Kenny?
You can follow me at CompEdgePod on all social media platforms. We do a live show every morning at 6 a.m. my time, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Sorry, that's weekdays. Weekends, we go a little bit later. I need my beauty sleep. How do you think I look so good? 9 a.m. my time, 11 a.m. Eastern time for that. Go follow us on TikTok. We post daily TikTok videos now. We're blowing up on TikTok. So
wow.
I just had my best video ever, to be honest. So just killing it out here in the content creation space. So
I have a celebrity in the house.
You do actually. And
Holy
so
shit.
when you start seeing me doing the you'll know that's when I've hit the peaks. So
It's
thanks
breaking
for having
news.
me on.
Londo's about to put it out there that Kenny Carter's about to do the Lizzo dance in his next TikTok.
Okay. Also, my wife's got me hooked on a Lizzo song, and I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it, and it's ruining my life right now.
Minnesota Wild, book it. All right, Just Luke, tell the people where they can find you and what's your play.
Well, my play is Tampa Bay puck line, plus 175. But I've been cashing it mad with the Colorado Avalanche, and I've been cashing it mad with the Carolina Hurricanes. So I've been doing pretty decent lately, so I'll take it. The Penguins lost, of course, today, so that they bring it back. I have to bring it back to Pittsburgh, so that'll be a good game on Friday. You can actually find me in Regina, Saskatchewan in September, and I'll be up there watching football in Canada. I know. It would be crazy. But you can find me on Twitter at Hearts on Hockey. It's either... No, it's not Hearts on Hockey. It's King of Hearts, I do believe.
It is King of Hearts.
I believe it's King of Hearts. And it's going to be either exciting stuff I'm tweeting or major depression stuff, depending how Friday goes for me. The Penguins need to close it out on Friday. So I'll either be really happy or I'll be really sad. One of the two.
Well, I'm excited there. So there's which puck line did you pick?
Tampa
Lightning.
Tampa puck line. So we have Wild, money line.
Ernest, you want to parlay if you could make it work?
I absolutely am parlaying.
I don't know if it works because of how Game 7s are set up, but if you could parlay Tampa to win Game 6 and Game 7, I would do it.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think I can, but I'll try.
Ernest, I'm telling you right now, that would be the best wet dream I've had in ages. Is the Tampa Bay Lightning all the way up to Toronto?
I'm not only going to parlay the Tampa Bay Lightning to win Game 6 and 7. I'm parlaying the Dallas Mavericks to win Game 6 and 7 on top of it.
Wow.
A major parlay.
Damn.
You can add the Dallas Mavericks money line to that parlay.
If you can't do them all together, you take Mavs money line and Tampa Bay puck line tomorrow, and then you take them both in Game 7. You head to the bank. You're heading to Cape Cod and getting a suite for the boys.
You're gonna hear it right now. We're gonna put the line. All right, we're gonna put $50 on this parlay tomorrow. All right, if we can't parlay the big 5 there, we are gonna take everything we win in the parlay and double that parlay into that second parlay. And next week, Kenny or just Luke or I are gonna add one more to that parlay just to make it a little sweeter. And watch us rolling into the promised land. You heard it here, folks, on ITL. BCMG Guarantee. Follow us. Put those bets in. Steve will guarantee your money if you don't win. All right, guys. We appreciate you guys. I'm Ernest Silva, your favorite host, Into the Lab podcast. Catch us every Wednesday at 7:30 or 8 o'clock p.m. Central. Catch us tomorrow, though, the ITL crew on Around the Plate. Coach Peanut's Twitch. Twitch.tv/Coach Peanut. Coach, I don't even know if it's on that station, but you can let everybody know. You guys have a great night. Good luck on your bets.